Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Kami here back with another video, and today we will be reviewing the Vaxee PD. This is an edgeless mousepad. This was sent to me by Vaxee themselves, and yeah, we will just be reviewing it, and we'll be answering the question whether or not are edgeless pads worth it over normal mousepads. This is kind of a new trend in the mousepad market. Many companies are now pushing for their mousepads to not have edges, and what I mean by that is instead of having like a normal stitched edge that kind of pokes out of the pad towards you, you now have this rounded design where kind of the mouse pad starts under the base and kind of goes towards the base. So yeah, what this does, they argue that this increases ergonomics, it increases the durability of the pad by not having edges that will fray on the sides, and overall that allows for thinner pads as well. Because like when it comes to glass or something like that. But yeah, is it worth it over a normal pad? Now, in short, in my opinion, no. Some people, for certain use case scenarios, might argue differently to that. And here are some use cases where edgeless pads might be beneficial. If you're somebody that has ergonomic problems where mouse pads hurt your forearm, for example, from long durations of playing the game or whatever you're doing, then yes, edgeless pads would be great for you. If you're somebody that plays on glass and you press very hard into the pad, then edgeless pads would be great for you. And also, if you're somebody that plays low sense and you find yourself, you know, swiping off the pad, edgeless is very good for you because you won't really get stuck on the stitched edge. You'll just kind of like float over the pad, which is really cool. Like for example, if I was to just swipe, as you can see, my mouse pad's not just like flying off, and I can easily swipe back onto the pad from the edge, no problem, no restriction. And yeah, the Vaxee PD does a wonderful job when it comes to being a very good edgeless pad. I haven't had any fraying on the sides or any durability issues. It also has a very interesting base. I'm not sure if all edgeless designs have this, but the Vaxee PD has this like very reflective base, which is very heavy and sticky. I think this pad weighs like over 900 grams, so it is a very heavy mouse pad. Now, it doesn't really stay on my desk. Like, I can move it quite easily. Maybe I have to like put water under it, despite how heavy it is. But it is a control-focused pad, and it's not very plush, so you know, because of it not being very plush, you won't really have moments where you might press hard into the pad accidentally and you'll have trouble moving your mouse. It will always be very easy to stop and, you know, start to move your mouse despite it being a control pad. I played Valorant on this pad. It was pretty easy. You know, very consistent pad. It did very good at what it was supposed to do. And I also played tracking games on it. I played some Rivals on it, played some COD on it. It still performed fine. I think you could definitely use this mouse pad for you know, any game genre that you really want. The Vaxee PD does a very good job at that. But my biggest con about this mouse pad is that it smells. I don't know why, but I've been using this mouse pad for a month and it still smells like it was made in the factory yesterday. And the smell is very irritating. Sometimes I actually want to stop using the pad because the smell is so bad, like genuinely. I don't know if this is a thing exclusive only to the Vaxee PD. I did some research on Vaxee mousepad smelling, and there's been other people on Reddit and one video on YouTube that talks about Vaxee mousepad smelling. And for that reason, even though Vaxee, like, you know, clearly put a lot of effort into this mousepad, I just can't really recommend this mousepad. Like, how can you ship a mousepad to somebody and it just stinks for like multiple weeks? Like, that is just unacceptable. I don't have this problem with any other mousepad. And I didn't pay any money for this. I was sent it for free, but personally, like, that itself is just like an absolute like buzzkill when it comes to a mousepad because it's genuinely like annoying. I don't even know if the fumes I'm breathing in, you know, will like have an effect on me in like 30 years or something. But yeah, are edgeless pads the future? That's the question we're answering. I will probably see like a good portion of the market shift to it, but I don't really think it's that necessary for anything that isn't glass. And you could just say, oh, I'm shilling glass or whatever. I've been playing cloth for a while now, actually, and I just find that like for cloth is already comfortable material, and yes, you can make it more comfortable by making the edges like whatever, like edgeless. But you know, if you're doing it for ergonomics, then it's just kind of like, I don't know how you're using your mousepad, because I don't have this problem where my forearm hurts from playing on a mousepad. Maybe it's because I tend to use Artisan pads, but even my SteelSeries pads, I don't have that problem. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of like, in my opinion, it's low-key kind of a gimmick that people will fall for and buy for. You know, you edgeless mousepad shills in the comments can maybe like start praising how like revolutionary edgeless pads are. And yes, I could see that for low sense, it is nice. You know, to have no edges, like you're gonna swipe off, or maybe you're tracking and you're gonna swipe off, and like it's nice that you're not getting caught on anything. Like, yeah, that's cool. If you're gonna charge a $10 to $20 premium just for that, I don't honestly think it's that worth it. I think people could just like still play on Artisan pads and perform just fine. I mean, if you look at like 99% of the pros, they're still playing on Artisan pads as well. So, you know, this is just kind of like a gimmick that people will fall for, think it's revolutionary, and they'll buy into it. And yeah, that's like completely cool, but are edgeless pads going to turn you into the next tens? No. Are they going to turn you to the next donk? No. So yeah, if you're somebody that wants maximum comfort, go for it. If you're somebody that's looking for, you know, a performance increase from a mouse pad just because it doesn't have edges, definitely not the way you want to go. Another thing about this mouse pad specifically, it's not that big of a mouse pad, despite it being edgeless. It's only this one's 480 by 400, and it's not that big. So if I'm playing low sense already, I need more mouse space to begin with. And yes, now yeah, I have the edgeless design, so I have more room to like swipe off the pad and whatnot, and not get stuck. I still need more mouse space itself, and that's like another reason. If you're like a low sense player, I probably wouldn't recommend this specific Vaxee PD. I know they have a new line coming out. Maybe that line is better, but yeah, if they need to, first off, they need to like fix the smell. I don't know if it's only my Vaxee PD or like a select few Vaxee pads that have that problem. And then I'd probably recommend it. Another thing is also that I'll give them bonus points for is that they ship the mouse pad flat, which is, I always appreciate that. That is more effort that they have to go through, and I respect Vaxee for that. And I also respect them for sending me this pad for free, but personally, it is a good pad. It's just like some of these flaws to me wouldn't ever make it my main pad. It is a good pad. But I personally have an Artisan Zero that I'll probably stick on. But, you know, if you're someone that doesn't have a pad, and, you know, you probably won't get a smelling Vaxee PD, I can highly, I can recommend the pad for sure. But if you're like ultra low sense, I'd probably look for a bigger pad. But yeah, it's been your boy Kami. Thank you guys so much for 700 subs. Much appreciated. And yeah, it's been your boy, and let's get to 800.